Your garage door opener already has a smart home port built into it. It's been hiding there for 20 years, behind two screw terminals that most people never look at. And this tiny blue device, the Shelly Mini Gen3, is the key to unlock it. Today I'm going to show you exactly how its dry contacts turn almost any garage door or gate into a smart one for around $15. How to wire it safely, and the one configuration mistake that can leave your door opening on its own. So keep watching this video until the end. First, let's see why this device. So first, this is device perfect for this job because the Shelly Mini Gen3 is the world's smallest Wi-Fi relay switch. It measures just 34 by 29 millimeters. So it fits inside the housing of most garage door openers or in a small box next to your gate motor. It uses ESP Shelly C3F chip with 8 megabytes of flash memory, connect directly to your Wi-Fi with no hub required, and it's Mother certified after a firmware update actually. So it plays nice with the Apple Home, Google Home, Alexa and Home Assistant. But the real star of this video is these two terminals here, dry contacts. And they are also known as potential free contacts. And for garage door, well, this is huge, and here is why. First, let's see how your opener actually works. So let's look at the schematic here. So because once you see this, the whole trick makes sense. On the back of your motor unit, you have two low voltage terminals where your wall button connects. So let me show you that. Okay, so these are these two here. So we have a push button here, and also on this schematic, I'm gonna just show you a different one. Before I continue, I'm just gonna tell what is this. So this is a main board of one of the gate openers or garage door openers. So I picked up this one because it has a lot of interesting features on it, nicely shown on this diagram. So you can make sure that it fits your needs and you understand that. So let's get this clarified. So the first thing is that you have to go and look at the push button here. So we have this push button here, and it connects to these two here, or this type of wiring. So it's just two wires, and when you press it, it actually shorts those two wires together for a moment. The opener electronics see that closed circuit, and the door triggers. Open, stop, close, all from one simple pulse. And that button circuit runs at the safe low voltage, typically somewhere around 12 to 24 volts, supplied by the opener itself. So you have to verify your specific model there, but it's almost the same at every of these models. So, and this is exactly what a dry contacts relay does. On the Shelly Mini, contacts are completely isolated. Here inside of from the power side. So these two here are isolated from the live and neutral. So let's just look at the two terminals here, like input and output. Whatever comes in here, it will come out of here when the relay closes. So no voltage comes from here, from the Shelly itself. So this is like the pressing invisible button. And the contacts are like rated at 8 amps, 240 volts, or 5 amps, 30 volts DC. So you can safely connect it in parallel with your existing wall button, and both keep working as well. So let's think about the wiring. So before we grab the screwdriver, have you ever wondered why so many smart garage setups end up glitchy or dead? So it almost always comes down to the two circuits I'm about to show you. And the most important thing is here, the safety. Always turn off the actually power before you start. Both mains power for the Shelly and unplug the opener itself. So circuit number 1 powers the Shelly. Let me show you that. That's the one. And pay attention here, because this is where a lot of people get confused. The Mini Gen3 is powered from mains only, 100 to 240 volts AC, and it needs neutral. That 30 volts DC you see on the label, that's the rating of relay contacts, what they are allowed to switch. It's not a power supply option. So we are bring live to the terminal and neutral to the terminal. So usually from the same outlet the opener is plugged in. This keeps the chip inside always powered on. And remember, if the device is not constantly powered, it would be offline, and there's no meaning in this setup without the smart control of it. So circuit number 2 is the switching side. We take 2 wires from the Shelly's dry contact terminals, input and output here, and connect them to the same 2 terminals on the opener where your wall button loads. Let me see that. Let me show you that actually. So here, I'll continue with this one. Yeah. We connect the Shelly's input and output. Okay, here we have a Shelly. Sorry. Here, and we have a live and neutral. Actually, yeah, we have a Shelly and we have a neutral and live here, and we have an input and outputs and switch. Okay, so we're taking input and output from here and connecting it here to this one and to this one here. Instead of the push button, actually we are keeping the push button. And also the live and neutral. As you can see here, we have this power here actually. And in this power, we can see the neutral and we can see the F. F in this board, because this European board, means phase or means live or means hot wire. So this is a phase. So we're taking these 2 from the power supply and bringing them to our Shelly. So neutral goes here and the live from here goes to the live there, live there. And then we are connecting our, we are powering our Shelly device here and providing it with the power, and we are actually able to switch these here. So also, this is the whole trick. And one more tip, leave the switch terminal empty. That input is referenced to mains voltage on its device. It's not a low voltage sensor input. And in a minute, I'll show you a much better way to get the door state. So let's check the mistake actually. What's happening right here? There is the part where the most people get it wrong. And this is the difference between a smart garage door and a haunted one. By default, the Shelly relay works like a toggle switch. If you turn it on and it stays on, but your garage door does not want a switch that stays closed. It wants a short button press. Leave the default and the first command works, then the contacts stay closed. Your wall button stops responding and the opener behaves really strange. So let me show you the fix in the application. Now I'm gonna bring the application here. Okay, but before that, let me turn on one of the Shellys that I have connected here. So the one here, and I'm going to the Shelly app. Okay, and we can see the devices here. Let me see if there's any of these available at the moment. Okay, if not, we can add it here like this. So add new device. It's searching for the device. I discover your device is powered. Yeah, we can see it's red. It's powered, but apparently I deleted this device once, and that means that maybe it's not being powered on. Doesn't matter. I'll select any of the other devices that I have here. So the thing is with that I have some more, but I'll select, okay, this, that's the one doorbell that was, sorry. Okay, so before I used it for the doorbell, and this is a thing that we need here. So now important settings. We go to the settings here, and here we find the timers. So here's the timer. And then we are going to set the timer to auto off. for 0.5 seconds. Auto off. And it should go like 0.5 or 1 second, depends. Yeah, we have an option for 1 second, or we can add a millisecond, so 0.5, like this. So it is, and this is auto off. And we save it, and this is going to turn off automatically half a second later. So one clean pulse, exactly like we would do it. So we can see it turns on and turns off. So the signal is this is the signal most important setting in this whole video. And then let's see the sensor upgrade here. So usually this is my favorite part here of the setup, but right now we can trigger the door, but we don't know if it's open or closed. And instead of running sensor wires along moving door, we do this the clean way, the Shelly blue door or window sensor. It's a small battery-powered magnetic sensor. Let me show you. Okay, like this. So this is Shelly. Just let me turn off this pencil. Okay. So this is Shelly blue door or window sensor that I use. And this sensor is just you stick one part on the frame and the magnet on the door, and it talks over Bluetooth. And here's the beautiful part. Remember how I said one Mini Gen3 is also a Bluetooth gateway? The same Shelly that triggers your door is the bridge that receives the sensor signal. So no extra hub, no extra wiring, completely scaled low voltage circuit. And because there isn't one actually. So in Home Assistant, you can also combine the relay and this sensor into a proper garage door cover, a real or open or closed state on your dashboard, and automations like if the garage is open more like 10 minutes after sunset and send me a notification, or close it automatically. So this is the moment it stops being a remote control and becomes a real smart home device. And now let's see some warnings here. Okay, before you order anything, two warnings that can save you $15 and a headache. So first, some newer openers, especially certain Chamberlain and LiftMaster models with the yellow learn button and security plus 2.0, do not use a simple dry contact wall button. They use an encrypted wall console. So this trick will not work directly. You'll need a small adapter module made for that system. And please verify your opener's wall button before buying anything. So quick test. You can disconnect your wall button and short it 2 wires. So if you have this like this one button on the wall in the garage doors or for the gate, you can get it off and you connect 2 wires from it, like if you had any going from it, like you deselect, you remove that, then shortly, just for a second, test them like this, and they will trigger the door. So if the door moves, you're good to go. Second, never bypass or remove the safety beam sensors at the bottom of the door. You are adding remote control, which means the door can close when you are not standing there watching it. But those sensors protect your kids, your pets, and your car. So you don't want to do anything with them, to crash something with the doors when you're not watching at the doors and pressing a button on your phone. So also one more thing for the voice assistant users. When you expose your garage door to Google Home or Alexa, they will ask you to set a PIN code before opening it by voice. And do not skip this. You don't want anyone shouting through your window to open your garage. And as you can see, for $15, 2 wires and 1 battery sensor, a 20-year-old motor just became the newest Matter-compatible device in your smart home with real state feedback. It works seamlessly with Amazon Alexa, Google Home, Samsung SmartThings, and Home Assistant. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more smart home deep dives. Check out our Shelly 1 Mini wiring guide to complete your set. So, what are you planning to automate first, the garage or gate? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.